Hello everyone, I am Monica from IELTS 9. So you can see this question, writing task 1. Here for one writing task 1 question, you have been provided here two diagrams, where in first diagram we can see there are two line graphs, and in second only one line graph is there. So this question was part of IELTS exam that had happened in Italy. Okay, so in Italy it was there in that exam. So I don't remember the date and all. Some students had reported from Italy that this was the writing task 1 question. Okay, so let's start this question statement. There are two pictures we can see here. One is showing two line graphs and second is showing only one line graph. So the title of these diagrams are number of workers employed, and here demand for steel. Okay, so what is special in this video? I will be showing you vocabulary words only relating to line graph, and some rules we will discuss, and how to write introduction, and with some good words how we can get 7+ band scores in IELTS writing task 1 with the help of these the underlined words. You can use it in line graph, bar graph, pie chart, and table line graph. Okay, let's start with some rules and regulations. Let me explain you if you are beginner. Okay, so let's start. So these are some rules, like 3 or 4 paragraphs we can make. First, 4 paragraphs. First will be intro. Okay, second will be overall paragraph, and then body detail 1 paragraph, 2 or maybe 3. Okay, so this is all optional, but yes, 3 or 4 paragraphs are required, and minimum 150 words are required. And if your words are coming out 140 or 145, especially for map diagrams and all, then there is no worry about it. So but in line graphs, where you have been provided two diagrams, then definitely your words will go around 200, 220 or 230 kind of thing. But probably your information should be correct. So, and of course, for getting 7+ band scores in writing, always compare between do comparison between all categories. If you just explain the things like that, in year it was this, in this year this demand was this, it reached, it gone down and all. So definitely with the help of varied vocabulary you will get band scores. But if you do not compare the things between these two things, then there will be a problem. Okay, so let's start with the vocabulary. So for especially for writing task 1, line graph. Specifically for IELTS writing task 1 line graph language, what we can use it: upward trend, downward trend. When the graph is going down, this is known as up. This is known as downward trend. If the graph is going up, this is known as upward. So here you can see going down means this graph is following downward trend. Okay, so trend word you should use it. And in fact behavior or pattern of the line graph also you can see, you can write about it. Vocabulary: to hit a high means when the graph reached its highest point. So in throughout the journey of this line graph, this is the highest point of this line graph. Okay, so increasing, if you have to show increasing word, and don't repeat the word in your writing task 1. So instead of increasing, you can write the word rocket or soar or rise, climb, grow. Okay, if the writing task 1 in past tense, then rose, climbed, grew. So use these words. Decreasing, for decreasing, going down, going down, drop, fell, go down or went down. So use some adjectives also: significantly or significant, dramatic or dramatically. These kinds of words you should use it. And here, to fluctuate or fluctuations. So what are fluctuations? These are fluctuations when going up and down, going up and down. Okay, to remain steady, I will show it to you. So this is steady kind of, stable kind of diagram is this. Okay, so level of, again the same thing. Rocket means going up, soar means going up. So these words please use it in your IELTS writing task 1 line graph. Okay, now start with introduction. How to write introduction in writing task 1 line graph. So this is my question statement. We will write the introduction. The line graphs illustrate the line. They are talking about this. The line graphs illustrate the production and demand for steel. So there are two categories: amount produced and actual demand. Production and demand for steel in million tons, and the number of workers employed in the steel industry in the America in 2015. Here they are talking about two diagrams. First is showing these two categories, and the second diagram is showing number of workers employed. So just paraphrasing of question statement, then we will analyze the diagram. So how I have written, see this. The first line graph, this is first line graph, compares, instead of illustrates, compares the steel production. Steel production, of course they are talking about steel. Steel production and demand in the United States in 2015. So it is given America. I have written in the United States in 2015, while full stop, while the second one depicts the number of employees. So instead of workers, I have written depicts the number of employees in the steel industry in the same year. Now the the statistical data is presented in million tons and in thousands. Okay, so in thousands I have forgotten to write here. So from here to here it is introduction. How in simple language I have done it. You can also copy it. The green lines, when there are two diagrams in writing task 1, then you talk about first line graph, line or bar graph, anything, the first diagram and the second one. So use this language. Comparative language also I have written while. Okay, or you can write here however also. Now, and let's analyze this line graph. So before analyzing, please subscribe, like and comment on my channel. Thank you so much in advance. And I promise you, after watching this video, you would be able to write 7+ band scores IELTS writing task 1. Okay, so here I can see there are two categories, two line graphs. First one, red one, is amount produced and the second one is demand. So what I can see here, so what I can see here, so this January, February, March, April, May, June, July, so all 12 months are there. So basically, first of all, we can see downward trend. This also downward trend, second one, but at the end of the year it is going up. Okay, and it has exceeded this first line, the steel production line. Okay, so first it's initiated with 4,000 million tons, and here it initiated with 2,000 million tons, but it going up and it's going down. So we have to explain the things like that. And about in another second one, so here after starting from 5,000 million tons, we can see it had reached to its peak point, that is around near 6,000, and after that no looking back and going down and down and down. Okay, so we have analyzed these two diagrams. See this. Now we will write. So we will write according to categories, or if you want you can write month wise, but there are many months. So we will write category wise by taking some months. Not every month we will not include, only important ones where the curves are moving like that. Now let's see overall paragraph first. Overall it can be seen that, see, one thing I want to say here, if your word limits are going 230 or 40 like that, then you can remove these words. Overall you can start the language, this paragraph, with overall only, but it's important to write overall. Overall it can be seen that both demand and supply production graphs had displayed, okay, demand and supply production graph had displayed a downward trends with wild fluctuations. Okay, wild fluctuations, I have added adverb in front of fluctuations word. However, at the end of the year, see this, at the end of the year I'm going to talk about this. Demand grown significantly. What is demand? The demand is the second line graph. It grew significantly, whereas employment numbers also varied widely. So we are talking about second diagram, whereas in the second or in the other diagram, where employment numbers also varied widely, showing a dramatic decline over the time period. So this is my overall paragraph. So you can use another language also, there is no issue, and or you can use the word the supply line graph always exceeded except in the last month. So this is amount production, amount is supply. Now let's write first diagram detail. Analyzing the detail from the first diagram, steel production initiated with 4,000 million tons. Side by side, I'm just showing it to you, this graph also, analyzing the details from the first diagram. Most of the students, they usually ask, what connector should we start? Should we put while starting the body paragraph? You can use anyone. I am talking analyzing the detail from the first diagram, and in second paragraph, taking statistic from the demand line means for telling about second line, and regarding employment figures when I am talking about second diagram. So these things you can always copy it. Now look at the this detail, analyzing the detail from the first diagram. Steel production initiated with 4,000 million tons, which had reached at its peak point. This is peak point, okay. Need 5,000 million tons in second month, in second month of the year. Instead of writing February, I have written second month. Why? Because I was not sure about the spelling of February, and then declined rapidly. Declined rapidly in March month, just below 2,000 million tons. Okay, full stop. Thereafter, the steel manufacturing process remained stable. See this, stable. Remained stable continuously for the next 3 months. Next in the month means I'm going to talk about another thing. Next, in the month of August, it could be noticed. Again, this is also ready-made language, ready-made words. You can use it if your words are going down. If your words are exceeding like 200 or 230, then you can remove these lines. It could be noticed that there was decreasing pattern in steel industries. See this, there was a decreasing pattern. Production from steel production 3,000 from 4,000 million tons. From this point, this line reached its highest location nearby. Again, they are talking about this highest location. Okay, so we were talking about this. So important things we have discussed only. See this, from this point, this line reached its highest location. This is highest location nearby 5,000 million tons, which again went down and had touched at its lowest roughly 1,000 million tons. Okay, taking statistic from the demand line. So this is demand line. It was highest in March. Now I am not talking the same pattern. It started with this. So it was highest in March and June. So here this June also, and this is March, okay, at 3,000 million tons, but later dropped to zero. Oh my god, zero also dropped to zero in November. Another striking thing to be noted that in the last month, where demand exceeded its supply and production almost reached or touched 2,000 million tons. See this? So how I have just shortened the length of the second graph. Here it has, this is the striking point, you can say. Another striking thing to be noted that in the last month, where demand exceeded its supply and almost reached or touched 2,000 million tons. Now second line graph we have done. Coming to third one, the another diagram. Now we are going to talk about this one. Okay, how we have done it regarding employment figures. Okay, regarding employment figures, the number of workers started high in January at 5,000 in 5,000, but saw a significant decline over the year. Significant decline over the year, reaching the lowest point of 1,000 in this December. See this lowest point, it is 1,000. So overall we have done it. Reached number of workers started high in January at 5,000 but saw a significant decline over the year, reaching the lowest point of 1,000 in December. It is to be noted that February had the highest employment. Now I have just made written a special sentence for this. It is to be noted that February had the highest employment at 5,500 workforce, which then steadily declined and dropped to be at the lowest point. Okay, so this is all things. Just look at my essay. Introduction, overall, body 1, body 2 and body 3.